back on the MST on this very foggy day. Yeah, so the goal today is to hike 21.7 miles. This was going to be a backpacking trip, but the weather didn't work out for us. So we decided to go ahead and do 21.7 miles today. 7:45 a.m. Let's do this. We are at the summit of Walker Knob. Just steps into our day here. Approaching Glass Mine Falls, and we have a semi-ladder step combination to the top of this hill. We're at the upper parking area for the Glass Mine Falls Overlook. Not even going up there today because there's nothing to see. It's a little bit rainy and foggy, but the forecast is calling for 0% chance of rain, so we'll see how it turns out. Why not? I'm going to share this view of Glass Mine Falls with you. Heading into the woods on the left. Having fun? Paralleling the parkway here for a moment. Pretty cool tree here. Very cool tree. Okay, we are near the Locust Knob summit, which is up here to the left. Just a note, my feet, only 1.9 miles in, are getting soggy from just how wet the trail is. My feet have not been this wet since Wilson Creek, the Wilson Creek Wilderness area, which had nearly 20 creek crossings, so that's the reason it was wet then. Now it's just rain and wet grass. We're approaching Bull Mountain right now. Just came out of tree cover. Most of the miles today will be downhill, but at the beginning has a few ascents. So we're going to gain approximately 2,000 to 2,700 feet elevation today, and then we're going to lose. I mean, we're at 5,500. We're going to get down to the mid 2,000s toward the end. Tina here. How you liking this weather?
Wonderful.
0% chance of rain today. We are slightly over 3 miles in, just below the summit of Bullhead Mountain, up in the woods there, and we have about 18.5 miles to go today on the Mountain Ccc Trail. There have been a couple of camping spots through here where you could actually camp between Bullhead Mountain and I believe it's a Graybeard Mountain Overlook on the parkway. I'm not sure if this is National Park or if this is National Forest, which you can camp in the National Forest, you can't on the Blue Ridge Parkway property. Not sure which it is, but this is perfect for camping. And the question we have out here on the trail, when all the miles are finished, who will sit on the Iron Throne here on the Mountain Ccc Trail? This is the Graybeard Mountain Overlook on the Blue Ridge Parkway. The first time since the start of the hike, we are crossing Blue Ridge Parkway. Now the MST will turn right on this paved path here near Craggy Gardens. Yeah, that was probably only a couple tenths of a mile. We're back out on the trail. One concern that I have on today's hike is the slick rocks. So we're trying to get 21.7 today, but it's kind of hard to get good splits because everything's wet, everything's slick. So we're having to be a little bit careful. We're probably just going at 2 miles per hour right now. So we're hoping to speed up a little bit. Maybe the trail will get a little bit better, but right now, it's rocks. Mossy, slick rocks. Navigating the wet rocks here. We have arrived at the intersection with Douglas Falls Trail, which we plan to check out one of these days. But today we'll continue on the MST. We're now 5.2 miles in, leaving us with what, 16.5 to go. We're now 6.2 miles into the day. Short walk out here takes you to the Craggy Garden Visitor Center, just on the Blue Ridge Parkway. We're going to keep going forward. Next stop, the Ccc Shelter. We're passing through the Ccc Shelter up here at Craggy Gardens. To summarize the first nearly 7 miles of the hike, wet and slick. It's been a challenging hike. By the way, this is what it looks like inside the Ccc Shelter. But yeah, footing's been a challenge for a large part of this hike. I'm hoping that as we start to descend down in elevation that there's not as many rocks, but there probably will be. Just have to play it out and see how it looks. 7 miles in now. This is the Craggy picnic area. Still a foggy day here. Half a mile we'll cross over the Craggy the Craggy picnic area access road. Soon we'll be leaving the Craggy Gardens. The MST crosses the Craggy Gardens picnic access road here. For our hike today, 7.5 miles since leaving Walker Knob. Snowball Mountain Trail goes straight here. I want to check that out one day. We're going to be going through Lane Pinnacle, going by Rattlesnake Lodge on 5.7, and here we continue our path on the MST. Goodness, it's beautiful out here. I don't think the videos will do it justice. This is a very beautiful, beautiful section of the trail. I'm not so sure about what Raven's Call is. We're showing where we came from and on the right where we're going. We're at a spot here where we walk 100 feet or 100 yards, I can't remember what it said, along the Blue Ridge Parkway. This is the first time I believe we've walked along the Blue Ridge Parkway since, goodness, I'm trying to think, probably somewhere around Boone. We're about 1.3 miles now from Lane Pinnacle. So here we go. This looks like the end of a really steep hill that we've been going up. Straight ahead. There she is. Most likely an amazing view from here. This is near that unnamed summit that we just came through. Maybe I can find a name for it later and list what it was. Another foggy view. And we have made it to the first set of ladders. I think we'll descend these ladders and then we'll go up some ladders here in just a bit. We have arrived at Lane Pinnacle, which is just after you ascend the second ladder, and probably just beautiful views out here. We're going to probably hopefully head down now. We've been climbing a whole lot today, and given Asheville's about 3,000 foot less than where we started, I'm ready to start walking down gradually. We have now arrived at the summit of Wolf Den Knob. We have just passed the summit of Bull Mountain, elevation 4,800 to 4,900 feet, not sure exactly. Ridge Knob. Nice little place to put your tent up here in Ridge Knob. For the past several miles, we've been going down and up different little peaks, most of them knobs. And it's been a pretty cool little section. But you go up, you come down, you go up, and then you go back down. Keena's out here noticing these guys again. If it wasn't for her, I probably would have stepped on the guy. We have a water source here if you need some water. I think we're still good for today. So I haven't even touched my Gatorade yet, and there is a blue blaze trail behind us. I'll try to do some research when I get back home and put a note up here on what that is. Here's an old chimney, which may be part of the home. It's not Rattlesnake Lodge, but it could be part of their land or something, or maybe a structure they had. And there's trails this way, and there's a trail this way, and we're going to keep on the MST. One would wonder how a place such as this gets its name. Little camp area. There's people who left their trash, unfortunately. The weather has improved significantly here. So now I'm able to record with my Garmin Verb on an Evo gimbal. We're approaching the Elk Mountain Scenic Highway, which will be about 6.7 miles away from the end of our hike today. We are now crossing the Elk Mountain Scenic Highway here just off the Blue Ridge Parkway, and we're going to reconnect with MST here. This is the 15-mile marker for the day. So we are almost 75% of the way finished with this trail. And yeah, the trail conditions have gotten a lot better. The weather is a lot better. Our pace is better. We have met some interesting people and had some good conversations on the trail. That's for Pennsylvania in here. Beautiful in here. We're getting close to Craven Gap on the Mountains to Sea Trail. Staying straight here is a blue blaze. The sign said to turn left. So here we are descending down into Craven Gap, where I believe we'll cross the parkway. If my math and the MST guide are both correct, we are now 16.7 miles into the day, leaving us with exactly 5 miles to go. And it looks like we might be potentially getting some more weather coming our way. We'll have to wait and see. But I can see some dark clouds from some of the openings down below. Kind of thick through here, isn't it? So here we are at Craven Gap. That's what the blue blaze was for the Craven Gap parking area. Crossing the Blue Ridge Parkway for the first time in a very long time. We have one last significant climb here before reaching the top of this mountain, probably the last climb of the hike. We're about to reach Lunch Rock, which overlooks the Haw River Valley. After that, we have 2 miles to go to the vehicle. I hate to say it, but I think we passed Lunch Rock, which makes sense because it's dinner time now. So, what would you call it? Dinner Rock. We are heading down now to where the Mountains to Sea Trail crosses the Blue Ridge Parkway for the last time on the hike for today. That'll be 9/10 of a mile from the finish of the hike. Walker Knob, Asheville Folk Art Center. We are at the 20.8 mile marker for today's hike with just less than 1 mile to go. Last time we'll cross the Blue Ridge Parkway today. Heading to the Asheville Folk Art Center here on the Blue Ridge. Keep your horses out of here, folks. Keep your bicycles out too. This is not an ideal place to bring a horse. Probably be pretty fun to bring a horse or a bike, but you can't do it. It's against the rules. We're walking right alongside the Blue Ridge Parkway. We can see the sign for the Folk Art Center just ahead, meaning that we've completed this day hike. We are now crossing the bridge over Riceville Road. Okay, we started this morning with rain, wind, fog, and 21.7 or maybe 25 miles later, who knows. We're at the not Jonesville Folk Art Center. We're at the Asheville Folk Art Center. We're ready to eat, and it's been a great day out here on the trail. This is the Asheville Folk Art Center here on the Blue Ridge Parkway. and here on the Mountain Ccc Trail. And that's a wrap. This is where we'll start the next hike on the Mountain Ccc Trail. Thanks for watching. Peace out, everyone.